What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon Grunewald, here as always with John Luke minus Jeff. What's up, John Luke?
I'm doing great. Missing Jeff a little bit, but doing great.
I know. Do you remember where he is today?
I believe that he is in Mexico City.
Vacation or business again?
It's a little bit of both. His grandma, his abuela was kidnapped by a little group of desert people. So he's just, trying to get her back. Your average run-of-the-mill action scene.
Gotcha. I heard there was a movie coming out about it, so maybe he's just getting into character.
Yep, it's called My Name is Jeff.
Hopefully we'll have him back tomorrow. That'll get resolved pretty quickly. But today we are here for another mock draft Monday. Sleeper added the 2021 rookies into their system, so I figured we would go back and do another 2021 Superflex Dynasty startup mock with the rookies thrown in there. I think it's going to change quite a bit, especially in those early rounds. I'm curious to see how it affects what's going on in there. But before we get to that, I'm going to post the link in the chat. So if you want to join, we've got 4 spots left in this draft. If you want to join, feel free to join using this link. Claim your spot, draft along with us. We'll probably start in about 10 minutes. But there was a game yesterday that we should probably talk about a little bit.
There was
the Super Bowl. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
I've never heard of her.
Never heard of her. I just want to say that everyone was riding the Chiefs bandwagon, but you and I correctly picked the Bucks to win that game. But I don't think either one of us predicted the outcome that happened last night. I
think I said 31-34 Bucks. I think that was my prediction.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. And I just kept waiting. I just kept waiting for the Chiefs comeback, but it was glaringly obvious that it wasn't going to happen. The way the Bucks were dominating wasn't just fluky big plays or anything like that. They were dominating on the line of scrimmage. The Chiefs didn't have a chance to ever even get their offense into a rhythm.
Line. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it last week. I thought that offensive line was going to have a much bigger impact in the game than I think people were giving it credit for, and it's kind of how it went down.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm wrong about many things.
But you weren't wrong about that.
But I was not wrong about this one. What up, Jay? Welcome in. Enjoy watching that game. It was fun.
Did you guys enjoy the game? I did. I enjoy any football. And our friend Chase Payne from Champions Round said something on Friday when we were on a call with him that really stuck with me. He said, I really regret not cheering for Michael Jordan during his dominant years. He said, I look back and I wish I had pulled for him because that's history right there. And I wish I would have cheered for him. And so while I've never been a Brady fan, that comment stuck with me. I was like, man, this kind of sports dominance is going to be talked about to our kids. This is unreal. This is never going to happen again. So it kind of changed my perspective on watching that game. And I actually, for the first time in my life, had fun cheering for Tom Brady. Because of that comment from Chase. It really changed how I was watching it.
I have a not so bold prediction here.
Let's hear it.
Patrick Mahomes is going to be Tom Brady in 10 years, 15 years. He's going to win so much that people just hate him for no reason whatsoever. And that's what we see. You can't hate the guy for being good at the game.
The one thing that was shocking to me on the broadcast yesterday was they kept talking about Patrick Mahomes is going to play in a ton of these. He's going to have his chance to pass Brady. Talking that was a foregone conclusion. Patrick Mahomes is unreal, an unbelievable quarterback. But I think because of Brady's dominance, they're underplaying just how incredibly difficult it is to even get to a Super Bowl. I'm sure Patrick Mahomes will have multiple opportunities, but if I had to bet money right now, will he ever win as many or more Super Bowls than Brady? I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. That's unbelievably difficult.
One of the people I was with last night said something like how she doesn't like Tom Brady, but because he's always out there, he's more interested in Saturday Night Live than the game and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, you're hating on the man for going and getting that bag when that's the reason why he's so good is because he doesn't take as much money as these big name guys. Or that's not the reason he's good, but that's one of the aspects that go into the fact that he's on winning teams a lot is it doesn't cost as much to have Tom Brady than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. They Brady makes it seem casual what he's done, but it's unreal. What's up, Swamp? Who dat said, man, almost won big, LOL, but wish the game was a bit better. Yeah, I do too. It could have been more fun.
Until sports betting is legal in Maryland. Cannot wait.
Yeah, I was saying it yesterday. The very first thing I did when I got to Colorado was download like every sports betting app just to like see what all the different lines were, what was offered. Sports betting app.
Yeah, I haven't really been I'm not a big bettor in general. I
barely know her.
Terrible. And yesterday I was just sitting there going, man, like I feel so left out. Everyone's talking about these prop bets they're taking or, different bets. And like, I'm like, okay, I get it now. I get like where like, everyone's so hyped about the sports betting in the industry. I see where it's coming in.
Yeah, 100%. And it's fun. It's fun. I'm terrible at it. Yeah. It's fun to kind of like cheer for something together. I think that's what like when all the stuff with like GME and AMC was happening too, another aspect of it wasn't just like stick it to the big guys. It was like, we're doing this together kind of thing. And I see a similar thing with cheering for certain sports bets to happen. What's up, Mom? Did you win the squares? I'm sorry, you didn't win the squares.
Mom.
I thought you did at one point. I started celebrating, but you had the scores reversed. You had 1 and 9, but you had it on the wrong team. So
Classic.
I'm so sorry. I won $15 though, so I'll give you a cut of it. We can split it. Didi says I wasn't thinking about that, but that makes so much sense. I actually enjoyed cheering for him first year. Yeah.
Yeah, I like not having a stake. I mean, I don't really have like a strong team affiliation. I grew up a Washington fan. Many of you already know this, but I just don't like their team, the culture, the ownership or anything. So I sort of stopped being a Washington fan and sort of became a Texans fan with all the Clemson players there. Now that's going to change because no more Clemson players there.
Nuke's gone. Deshaun's probably leaving.
Probably, yeah.
You got to be a Falcons fan at this point, right? With all those defensive players for the Falcons.
That's true, yeah. But no, I was just, watching the game. I didn't really have a stake in it. And so I wanted the Bucs to win because I called it. But like, I felt like I was just watching all these people freak out on Twitter or in person about, these various play calls and stuff like that. And it's just kind of like, oh, I feel like I could look at it a little bit more objectively.
Yeah, 100%. It was, I think my stress levels would have been way different had the Browns made it or something. It was like, while it wasn't a super exciting game, it was fun to just watch from like an outside perspective. Swamp wants to know, where's Jeff? Jeff is in Mexico City rescuing his abuela. Hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. Rebecca says she likes my shirt. Shout out to Rebecca. She made these shirts.
Front yard fantasy.
It's in the game. Okay, sure, Automod. EA Sports comes in. Our new goal is to get EA Sports to come in and sue us.
Yes.
Let's check on the draft, see how many spots. We got 2 spots left in this draft. So you guys, I'll post the link again for those of you that just came in. If you guys want to join this draft, here is the link. We got 2 spots left. Again, we are doing a Superflex Dynasty startup mock draft. The reason we're doing this one again, I know we've done a couple of these, is because Sleeper added the rookies in. If you guys want to go back and watch our previous Superflex Dynasty startup mocks, those are on our YouTube channel and on our Twitch channel. Both of those you can find us at Front Yard Fantasy. Give us a follow or subscribe on either one of them. That way you'll never miss another live stream again. And you can check out all of our old Mac drafts.
Mac drafts.
Oh, and Tyler makes a great point. If you join this draft, you get to draft with the king. It's worth it.
I was literally just about to say, ooh, we got Tyler in here.
I love drafting with Tyler. I feel like you watch the development of the team and you're kind of like, what the hell is going on? And then at the end, you're like, oh man, this is hot. Like, this is a good team.
He just so subtly just like, shits on your team, brings your ego a little bit down. And it's kind of humbling. It's nice.
It builds me up. Every time I see him draft a beautiful team, it makes me more excited to draft next time.
Yeah, he'll sit on your team and then just be like, but I love you. And so you're just kind of back and forth. You never know where to go. It's like a cleanse.
Alexander wants to know PPR tight end premium. It's PPR, not tight end premium. So this is just a Dynasty PPR Superflex startup league. In BXDD, I just posted the link again, so you can join there. We've got 2 spots left, and then once those are filled, we'll get the draft going, hopefully in the next 2 minutes.
Tyler actually makes really good fantasy content. So if you're looking for someone to follow on Twitter, looking for more fantasy content, go check out DLF_Carp, KARP.
And
Jay as well, G-Man J.
The one thing Tyler does that I love is he'll post his rankings and stuff like that on there. But anybody who disagrees or has a different opinion, he's more than willing to have that conversation with him, and not in an attacking way or a disrespectful way. It's always great conversation. I enjoy reading through his reasonings and his explanations. He's convinced me a couple times. Swamp says, so now we wait 241 days. No, we've got 241 days of beautiful off-season content. You have no idea how weird the off-season content's going to get. We are going off the playbook. It's not going to be straight fantasy. We're going to get some fun stuff in here. Jay says it's legally required for me to draft the spot behind JL in startup drafts.
Yep, I love being Little Spoon.
Yeah, I think that's right. We got one spot left. One spot. It is the 12 spot. So anyone who wants to get in here and draft from the 12 spot, the links are in the comments of all 3 videos.
Did Jeff get in here? Or is Jeff is probably too busy saving his abuela?
Yeah, I don't think Jeff is in here. Either Jeff. We don't have either Jeff in this one. Swamp says, but man, this offseason is going to be wild. Yeah, there's so many things I'm curious to see how they land. I
can't wait till we share some of your segment ideas, Simon. I just think it's going to be so funny how ridiculous they are.
It'll be fun. I think some of you guys are really going to enjoy it, and some of you guys will probably be like, what the hell are you talking about? But people? Then you're going to enjoy it anyways. Maybe I'll get some feedback from you guys on them going into it. Tyler, I appreciate that. He said, follow all these guys, by the way. They deserve a lot more followers than you have. Thank you, Tyler. We really appreciate that. And Sean says he's super bummed he can't partake in the draft today. He has a Zoom doctor's appointment at 3:45 to renew my Pennsylvania card. I'm going to watch the restream for sure. Yeah, very important. I understand. That's more important than the draft. And Swam says it's nice hearing Abuela said correctly as a Puerto Rican. Did I say it correctly?
How do you say it incorrectly?
Reading that made me so self-conscious to say it again because apparently I nailed it the first time and I was really nervous that I wasn't going to nail it the second time. I've been working on my what's that app called again? Duolingo. So maybe that's where it's coming from. And living in San Antonio for a year and a half, I've picked up a little bit of Spanish.
Oh, he said I heard people say Ebola.
I love you, Ebola. Yeah. What's up, NBA? Happy Super Bowl Monday after. Indeed.
Ooh, NBA, you hopping in this mock draft? We got one spot.
Yeah, we got one spot left, NBA. I'm gonna throw it in the chat again, NBA. This last spot's for you. It's screaming your name.
We need some Julio Jones in our life.
112. It tilts him. That's pretty funny.
He joined.
There we go. The draft is full. So if you guys are ready, I say we go ahead and get underway. It is 13 rounds. The roster settings for this league are we've got 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, a flex, and a super flex. And then we're only doing 4 bench due to time constraints. Obviously, it'll be a lot longer in a normal dynasty league, but let's see how the rookies kind of affect how this draft goes.
FX has the movies.
In the shows. FX has had some good shows that I have not watched, actually. I keep saying I have a whole list of FX shows that I want to watch that I haven't done yet.
Yeah, there's a bunch of good ones. Atlanta.
Dave, that's on my list.
Devs.
Was
Americans, I think, was good for, I don't know, I only watched the season, but I heard other people like it. So
what was the one with the dog? Was that an FX show? Wilbur?
Oh yeah, with Lord of the Rings, Frodo.
Yeah, that one was really funny. I haven't watched that since college, but I really liked that one.
Yeah, that one was really good, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna get this draft started. Who's picking first? JR has the first pick. Here we go.
Swamp says
draft is starting.
Raptor, Julio Jones. He definitely thinks so. Oh, man.
Yeah, if you asked him, he's the best drafter. He always puts together a pretty good team. And he says he finally watched WandaVision and OMG, y'all got to watch it. I need to. NBA says, what do you mean by rookies in this dynasty mock? So players like Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, Najee Harris, the incoming class of rookies are now in the player pool for Sleeper. You can draft them. We've kind of been ignoring those in our previous dynasty mocks. But those are going to be a big part of dynasty startups next year, either drafting rookie picks or drafting the rookies themselves, depending on how the leagues do it. So that'll change things a little bit. There's a couple quarterbacks that I imagine going in the early rounds and a couple running backs and wide receivers that I'm curious to see where they land.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes first off the board makes sense.
I have seen WandaVision, Swamp. I'm up to date. It is pretty wild.
I have not seen WandaVision.
So it was a little slow start, but it's good.
Bud too saucy. You got 10 seconds.
What up, Bud?
Looks like we might get an auto draft to start. Oh, he got it in. Kyler Murray. There we go.
Ooh.
JL, just out of curiosity, who is your second quarterback? Is it Kyler?
It's Kyler. It's Kyler, yeah.
think it's Kyler for me as well, but Josh Allen's right there for me. He's right there. And there he goes. Josh Allen with the third pick off the board, starting with 3 quarterbacks. Swamp, you are on the clock. Curious where he goes here. There's a player I'm hoping makes it to me, but we'll see. Tyler Justin Carp says rookie picks are the way to go. I agree. I think that's my favorite way to do it as well. Drafting rookie picks. But we're just going to try it this way in the mock. I know some leagues do it this way as well. Maybe we can do one later where we just have kickers in there and let everyone know that a kicker equals a rookie pick. We can throw some of those out there too. Deshaun Watson, 4th quarterback off the board. Swamp with a running back at 4, Christian McCaffrey. There goes Lamar Jackson to G-Min J. And damn, the player I wanted fell, but a player I want more fell as well. I thought he was going to be gone. I'm drafting Justin Herbert right here at the 107.
Don't hate that pick. Lamar went.
I had Justin Herbert gone there, I would have drafted a different quarterback right there. We'll see how far he falls. I'm curious to see where he gets picked.
Swamp said, yo, that last episode, JL, the recast. Yeah, I got a lot to talk about on that, and I won't because I don't want to ruin it for anyone. But yeah, there's some questions around that I have.
Jay says, I'm the meat in a JL Simon sandwich. That's
delicious.
And of course, we're the bread. We need you as the meat. NBA says, thanks for the compliment. That's what I was curious about. If Herbert was gone right there, I was going to go Trevor. That's about where I put him in. Ahead of Lamar, but behind Patrick, Kyler, Josh, Deshaun, and Justin Herbert. I put Trevor right after that group. And that might be a little high. I've got some more. I got to look into it a bit more this offseason, but that's where I would slot him in. Flash says this has got to be a Superflex. Yes, this is a Superflex Dynasty startup mock
draft. Can you imagine if it wasn't?
Oh my gosh, that would be ludicrous. I would be so hyped to be in this draft if this was not Superflex. That would be so much fun. Jay says almost went Herbie, but I still believe in L. Jax. I don't blame you. I think I'm a little bit lower on him than I should be, but I'm also probably a little bit higher on Herbert than I should be. That combined means Herbert's ahead of Jackson for me.
Yeah.
Jill, what about you? Who would you draft first, Lamar Jackson or Justin Herbert?
God, that sucks. Probably Lamar Jackson.
Open, here goes some more running backs. Dalvin Cook.
There we go. Yep.
And then Jonathan Taylor.
NBA Rigged asks, how would you rate WandaVision? Swamp said A+. I would put it at probably a B. I know you didn't ask me, but.
Jail's a little harsher on TV shows, though.
It's good so far. It's good.
What show?
A little more.
Show would you give an A+?
Dave.
Dave is a great show.
Dave
is
really
such a good show.
Maria says B for now. Yep, that's an exact answer. B for now.
I haven't watched it.
Definitely has upside. Definitely has upside.
Talent. We just need the situation to improve.
Yep. Coaching changes.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Maria says people are overhyping it. And that's okay, I guess. Then Saquon Barkley, we got a little run of running backs right here. Maria said people are overhyping it in my opinion, but it's still good. I'll update you. I'm almost done with Rick and Morty. I have 1 episode left, but I've had 1 episode left for like 3 days now. I had a busy weekend, didn't get to finish it.
I did watch your Mr. Mises episode today.
That one's pretty funny, right?
I forgot what the funny moment was that you were so hyped about, but
I don't think there was a particular moment in that episode. I just liked the dark nature of the episode with such like a positive, happy character. Like I just thought that was funny. Like creating something so dark around something so like playful and jovial. Mm-hmm. I just think that's funny. NBA, you're on the clock. Tyler says I love that episode. It might be my favorite episode. And I'm almost done with the show. 1 episode left, but there's been a couple. Yeah, but there's been a couple other really good ones too. The one where Mr. Poopy Butthole gets introduced is really funny too.
That sounds like your type of character. That is a Simon character.
That's what Leanne said exactly.
Swamp said, "Jay, I'm happy I get the sitcom references they make. Hope next episode sitcom for 90s is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air." I would love that. We've been Marie and I've been rewatching Fresh Prince. Well, she's never seen it, so I've been rewatching for like the 1,000th time. So good.
Sean says Breaking Bad in The Wire A+. Got to run though, guys. Catch you soon. Good luck at your doctor's appointment.
You know the church for anyone that's seen The Wire.
First wide receiver off the board.
Oh,
okay. I just want to take a look at that. Justin Jefferson is the very first wide receiver off the board.
Would you have done that? Are you comfortable taking him?
I'm comfortable having him in the conversation. I don't think he's my wide receiver 1, but I don't hate the pick. I'm probably still going Devontae Adams as my wide receiver 1, and even though he's older than these guys, but I'm a little bit less. I take age into account less than most whenever it comes to Dynasty. If they're going to be good for 2 to 3 years, then I am. Then I'm for it. Tyler says, I wonder who started promoting Jefferson as wide receiver 1. Couldn't be anyone we know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who started that.
Was it him?
I think Tyler's been on that train for a minute now.
I don't hate it.
No, that's what I'm saying. I totally get it. I'm a little bit less. I value age a little bit less than most, like I said, but maybe that's something I need to correct during the offseason. Dig a little bit more into like how that has panned out for me. AJ Brown, the second wide receiver off the board. Now you're talking Josh's language.
Oh yeah.
Josh is real happy about that.
I'm coming around. I really do like AJ Brown. I'm not coming around. I was never down on him, but I think at footballers went in depth on AJ Brown, and I was buying into it.
I'm going to try something different this draft. I always go wide receiver heavy early in these dynasty startup mocks. That's my MO. I love stacking up on these wide receivers early and then figuring out running back later. I have a feeling I'm not going to like my team at the end of this, but that's why we do these. I want to try something different. See if I like the way my team looks. I have a feeling I'm not going to, but I'm going to try to have an open mind. There goes DeAndre Swift to Jay. Tyler says 1,400 yards as a rookie. I dig more into Jefferson's rookie season. Yeah, I need to watch. I need to go back into Game Pass and watch all of his games a little bit more. See, I know the numbers are impressive, but see just how impressive of a season it was. Swamp, I don't know what you're saying same to anymore. I wish I would have seen that in the moment, but 100% I agree with you. NBA says, can't believe Trevor went ahead of Burrow. That's where maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's the Clemson bias, but that's where I have them right now. I've got Trevor ahead of Burrow, but I have no problems taking Burrow ahead of Trevor. Swamp says, Burrow injured. That might have some influence. Yeah, the injury might, but also like from this at the same time, Trevor Lawrence has never played it down in the NFL.
True.
So
I don't think we'll have too much of an issue though.
Yeah, they both have that risk. NBA says Dynasty, you don't factor injury that much compared with redraft. Depends on the that's 100% true. Depends on the type of injury too, though. With Burrow, we expect a full recovery. With a guy like Deshaun Jackson, I know injury wasn't the only thing; age was a factor as well. But sometimes you don't want to buy that injury dip. Now we've got
really good pick.
Now you got Devontae Adams and DK Metcalf going off the board next. I was going to go Devontae Adams, but decided to try something different this time. You scooped him up, JL. That's my dynasty wide receiver.
Wide receiver is those are my top 3 right there.
I think DeAndre Hopkins deserves to be in that conversation for that top 3 as well.
I love DeAndre Hopkins, but I think I'd take him after all 3 of those guys.
Tyler says Trevor's a better prospect. Burrow is injured. Burrow over Trevor is the hot take. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I 100% agree with the Trevor's a better prospect. He was a better prospect coming out of high school. He has a more sustained success in college that didn't rely on the best offense that you've ever seen in college football history. But again, that transition to the NFL, I understand why people are scared off of it.
Stephon Diggs.
There we go.
You missed a couple of these comments. Yeah, Swamp said might be overexcited because the last episode hinted at a group he's been wanting to see for years. I agree. I know which group you're talking about, and I agree. I don't want to spoil it too much, so that would be cool. It'll be interesting how they tie it in if they do. He says so. He'll give it a B.
A B. We'll see. Maybe we'll update the grades.
Mr. Poopy Butthole episode is one of the best.
It's really good. It's Jill, I feel like you're judging it already because we're calling it the Mr. Poopy Butthole episode.
I didn't
but
judge
like,
it at all.
I just want you to know
Poopy Buttholes.
That's just a name. It like doesn't even play into the story of the episode at all. That's just what his name is.
Checks out with what I know about the show so far.
We got a little running back run going on right here. Ezekiel Elliott, Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins, Tyler says, I also have a good pulse on what the DLF crew is saying. Trevor over Burrow is standard. So it looks like most of the industry is agreeing with how these players went off the board. And that's how I would have drafted as well.
Is that how Ryan McDowell would draft? That's all I care about.
Just Ryan McDowell?
Yeah, just draft however he drafts.
Swamp says, thank you, JL. And NBA says, any of you guys sad about the final NFL awards?
Hold on, I'm on the clock.
JL's on the clock. For me, I think you can make the argument for Justin Jefferson over Justin Herbert as the rookie of the year. But if two players are close and both of them had historic seasons, unfortunately, they're always going to give the pass to the quarterback. That's going to be the tiebreaker. So I don't have any negativity surrounding that. The defensive player of the year, I know some people are upset that Aaron Donald got it over TJ Watt, but I don't think for that award you can just look at the straight numbers. You have to look at the impact on the team, and Aaron Donald has an impact on every single play that he's on the field. That's not saying TJ Watt was undeserving, but again, not mad about Aaron Donald getting it yet again. What, for the third time in 4 years? Yeah. Tyler says, yes, that's probably how Ryan would have it. Ryan is one of the few people I'll really let change my mind. One day I'll make that list.
Jay said, damn you, JL. I thought you were going to say damn you at Deshaun because I took him specifically to make you sad.
Are you just targeting him? Should I start targeting him on the way down?
Yeah, sandwich our targets. Timmy McD said Burrow did have his leg disintegrated, sadly. Very true.
What you gonna do, Jay? You got 10 seconds now that JL broke your heart.
NBA
Calvin Ridley.
Death my style. Same. I had the whole, all the seasons on DVD box set growing up. I go to my sister's basketball games and just pop those bad boys in, watch some Fresh Prince.
I went Travis Kelce. I've been going back and forth recently. I know I said I'd take age into consideration less than others, but I've been changing my tune a little recently on whether Kelce or Kittle is my tight end one in dynasty formats. I'm still leaning Kelce, but that's something else I need to dig into a little bit more over the coming weeks. Then we had two more running backs, Antonio Gibson and Josh Jacobs.
Michael Thomas. I like that Michael Thomas value. Oh, did we lose you, Simon?
Sorry, my laptop stopped charging. I didn't want it to die on us while we were here.
That'd be funny.
What? Not for you.
Michael Thomas, Antonio Gibson.
It's been a while since a quarterback's been taken. Was there like a big drop-off after Dak that people are seeing, that people are unhappy about?
Maybe. I think it's an older drop-off is the thing. So it might just be a reaction to the age here. Yep, there goes Russell Wilson. I think that's great value on Russell Wilson. I was thinking about taking him where I was, but the age thing definitely, I don't know, it has an effect on my decision making, even though it's probably not warranted. He's going to be around for at least 3 years.
Swamp says, I told my friend yesterday that Kelce and Gronk are the same age, and he didn't believe me. Yeah, that's truly wild. Also, Gronk looked unreal yesterday. What a game. That was stupid that they make it back to the Super Bowl, Gronk and Kelce, or Gronk and Brady on a new team, and then they connect for multiple touchdowns, just storybook.
Yeah.
Tyler says that top 8 is a massive tier break. I wrote an article on the subject. I would love to read it. You should drop the link. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I guess Dak is not included in that? Which one? So Dak was the 9th one taken.
We'll post them on all platforms. Send me a DM, Tyler, on Twitter. NBA asked what were our top 3 plays of the game yesterday. I feel like
Winfield taunting.
Oh yeah,
Winfield taunting Tyreek Hill.
Mahomes 2 incompletions were probably there. Ooh, there goes a rookie, Najee Harris.
Oh, and I'm back on the clock. You give your top 3 plays while I make my pick.
Yeah. So I don't know if those are top though, because they weren't completions, but they were just amazing to watch him throw like that. And I just was sitting there watching it, just oh, there's no way he's about to get sacked. He's about to get sacked to throw it away. And then he hits, who was it? Was it Darrell Williams right in the face? That's insane. How do you even do that? Yeah. The Winfield taunting was pretty good. Jimmy asked how bad was the Chiefs O-line? Real bad. Real bad.
Unbelievably bad. Worse than the Texans O-line is. I think our friend David Mendelson posted something like O-line blocking grades for the Texans the past 3 years, which we know how horrible those have been. Have all been in like the 60s and 70s. The Chiefs O-line was down in the 40s last night. It was worse. It was a worse O-line last night than Deshaun Watson has seen in the last 3 years of the Texans, which is almost hard to believe. Yeah, it was unbelievably bad. I see Mahomes getting some hate for last night, but I don't blame him for anything that went down. NBA says, love that Winfield taunting too, right back at week 12, Tyreek's taunting while running into the end zone. Yeah, that was maybe my favorite play of the night. That was fun to watch. I am not a Tyreek fan. Any opportunity to get to rub something in his face, I'm all about it. Good football player, but that's the last nice thing I'll say about him. Swamp said, oh, nah, fam. Mahomes never gave up. No, he didn't. And he was taking hits like crazy.
Yeah, he was.
I was getting scared for him. He's going to
have surgery on his toe, I think, in the offseason. So I'm sure that was affecting him.
Second rookie quarterback off the board. JL, you took him, Justin Fields.
Yep. I have no idea if that's a good value or not for him. I mean, I guess we just don't know at this point. But
yeah, I considered it at my pick, but wanted to grab another running back right there since I'm trying out this strategy. To see if I like my team, I wanted to grab like at least 2 running backs semi-early.
Yeah.
See how my team turns out.
NBA says Stefanski is my favorite pick, plus Alex Smith. Aaron Donald has better impact than Watt. You nailed it, Simon.
Thank you, NBA. I agree with Stefanski. He deserved the coach of the year. That was one hell of a job he did with that Browns team. Getting a playoff win with them. That was awesome. I hope he can follow it up with an encore next year. Maybe an extra act or 2 would be cool. We'll see what they do in the draft, though. We got T. Higgins. Oh, man. I was hoping he would fall. I was considering him as my first wide receiver off the board for my team. We got some love for Stafford.
Yeah. A lot of people, oh, look, they haven't changed the team on here yet.
Yeah, they haven't. Yeah, I don't blame them. He's moving to a team where the situation should improve for him.
Yeah. Tyler said he was going to take Fields. So I did good.
Sniped. Where's Tyler drafting?
2 in front of me. 1-3.
Gotcha.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah, we're starting to see the rookies come off. Ryan Tannehill.
I like that pick. I like that Tannehill pick.
Where are you going, JL?
Oh, shoot. It's back to me.
NBA says my second favorite play, TB12 running towards the honey badger himself for his foolish taunt. Antonio Brown TD. Brady wanted target to get him just to show him out. Yeah, that whole interaction was pretty funny. Darren Waller. I barely know her.
You're so terrible.
I know. I only do it because you hate it. If you didn't give me a negative reaction, I would stop saying those jokes.
It's my fault.
You got 17 seconds, JL.
Oh, God.
Don't do it. Don't take my guy.
I hope this auto drafts.
5 seconds.
All right, I'll just do it.
Mike Evans. Good pick. Jay's team is shaped. Lamar Jackson, DeAndre Swift, Calvin Ridley, Terry McLaurin. That's looking pretty nice so far. And now it's my pick. And then he adds Allen Robinson in there.
I was thinking Allen Robinson or Mike Evans. Where are you going, Simon?
I'm taking my second quarterback. I'm going to take Baker Mayfield right here. I liked what I saw over the second half of the season as he got used to Stefanski's offense. I think he's going to be a good dynasty asset. I was considering another rookie quarterback right there, but
Jalen Hurts.
I decided against it.
Zach Wilson. Oh, you didn't want me to say it.
No, you're good. Austin Eckler, Joe Mixon. Yeah, there's some good running back value here as well. I was looking there. There's some guys that I think fell quite a bit just because there's a couple of questions. So it was I was a little bit disappointed whenever I pulled up the wide receivers tab with the wide receivers that were left on the board. I hate waiting. I'm not sure I should have done it.
Sporty D going straight running back.
Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon. And that is an auto-drafted team. That is the one auto-drafted team in here. Chase Claypool, the next wide receiver off the board. Interesting.
Brandon Ayuk, Deontay Johnson.
Man. Oh, man. I'm really regretting not having a wide receiver on my team now. No, you know what? There's still some value to be had in here. I'm not mad yet.
See, Colin Volk is on the clock.
Tyler says, this is so much more fun with the rookies included. I'd like the picks included for more fun, but it gives me a bigger advantage because I know every single time or every single name. Yeah. Yeah, definitely helps. There's I think doing drafts like this will help force us to kind of look into the rookies a little bit more if we haven't. Consider their value against other players. Because I think a lot of the times we're looking at them through a lens compared to the other rookies. This is a good exercise to start looking at their value compared to other Dynasty players outside of this rookie class.
Ooh, Devontae Smith. It's interesting to see, like if you're doing a startup tomorrow, Simon, are you going to do kickers, or would you include the rookies out there on the platform?
I would do kickers still
until the draft. When is that time for you?
I think period. If it's a startup, I think 2 separate drafts, and you draft the picks.
Oh, AJ, you son of a gun!
Damn it!
No, was he not going to make it through you, Simon?
No, he wasn't going to make it through me.
Damn it! Oh, I'm so mad about that. I really wanted to get him.
Well, we're going to go with one of my favorite guys. He fell to the 6th round for me. I know the hype's all on CeeDee Lamb, and I agree with it. CeeDee Lamb's the best wide receiver on that team, but I still believe in Amari Cooper's talent. We're going to draft Amari Cooper as my first wide receiver. So it says we're also not going to get to the names I don't know. Post NFL draft, I'd like to include them. Yeah, maybe we can do some maybe we'll have like a mega mock draft Monday one day where we go super deep. We do a full Dynasty startup draft. That could be fun. It would have to be a special stream though, because it's going to be more than an hour if we do it that way. Or we drop the pick time to 30 seconds or 15 seconds, like make it rapid fire.
Oh God.
That'll be super stressful, but we can run through it. NBA says, can you guys believe it? Arians was so against AB Jordan in the squad, and TB12 convinced them. And can you look at AB's impact at the Super Bowl? He had a huge impact on that game, but I don't blame Arians for not wanting to add him to the team. There's no, I have no, that's not like some egregious thing for me, for him for the head coach not to want someone like Antonio Brown on his team. Alex has got him. Oh, I got a damn you, JL from Jay. The sandwich strikes again.
Oh, damn you, Simon.
And Aaron Rodgers couldn't even get a wide receiver in the draft, and Brady already has GM title in the Bucs organization. That's pure GOAT elite status right there.
Oh, shoot. He went. Damn it.
Jails, you got 20 seconds.
I know. Oh, God. I think this is too early, but I'm going to do it.
Right after the big 3, Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Darren Waller, and then Kyle Pitts, 4th wide receiver off the board. It might be way too early, but I don't know. I just want to be excited about my team. JL wants the hot pick right now. So hot right now. No, Kyle Pitts is unreal. Every time I turned on a Florida game this year, I was just, when he was playing, I was just sitting there thinking like, oh my God, this guy's a problem.
Got him. Damn you.
There goes Kareem Hunt.
This is a league I'd be trading you.
Tim said, I thought Pitts would fall to the 8th. Honestly, that's when he was targeting him.
Probably should, but I just thought this draft is going to be filled with a bunch of jabronis who are going to probably take him too early.
And you wanted him.
And I wanted to be that jabroni.
Tyler says too early. And non-premium, it's way too early.
I said it. All right, Tyler. You don't have to pile it on.
Well, NBA likes your pick. Great pick, Kyle. Yeah, it might be a bit early, but
there's just so much wide receiver value.
We're all about value and analytics and numbers and the right pick. JL has an interesting point right here. Fantasy football is also fun. And if there's a player you really want, just freaking draft him. Know what I mean?
Yeah,
even if it's not the absolute
players on your team that you like. Yeah.
Yeah. If there's a guy that you will have more fun if he's on your team, do it.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, all these values are going to shift, right? I think Ryan McDowell, we were talking about him earlier, posted like 3-year window tweet, and he posted like 3 years ago what was like the top 10, and vastly different. And then he said, do it again, go 5 years back, is even worse. So it is going to change.
It's going to change.
Said, yeah, I do love you though, bro. So yeah, I told you he's going to do this. Pushes me away, then pulls me right back in.
That was just, I'm a robot. Robot only enjoys winning.
Robot only enjoy winning.
I'm just that creates a really funny visual. Oh,
robot like win. Let's see who else went off. TJ Hawk, Juju.
Jay saw that list you were talking about. He says OBJ was the 101 on that list. Yeah. Things change super fast. I remember, Joe, your wide receiver core in our Dynasty League a couple years ago looked untouchable.
OBJ,
just like
DeAndre Hopkins, and who was the other? There's one other top guy. No, it wasn't him.
Was it Julio Jones?
Julio Jones, yep.
Yep, because I traded you Julio Jones. And that changed pretty quickly this year.
It did. I thought I was going to be set for like a long time, and I wasn't. That was also our first Dynasty League.
Tyler, value robot confirmed. He said, I actually don't have any players I want to have. I just want value.
And that's like, honestly, like if you're trying to play the right way, right? Like, or you want to just play for winning, like that's totally how you should play. You shouldn't form attachments if your goal is only to win. But that's not the only reason people play fantasy.
I'm a highly sensitive person. I have all sorts of emotional attachments, probably when I shouldn't. So that definitely comes into play. That when I give advice, I'll take them out of it. But whenever it comes to like my decision making, in the startup draft that we did not too long ago with Jay was in there, I have like every dynasty relevant Clemson wide receiver on my team. Now that's a good, honestly, the value wasn't bad on them, but I have DeAndre Hopkins. I've got T. Higgins. I've got Mike Williams. I've got Hunter Renfrow.
Love those.
Like those were the tiebreakers. Like when I was looking at guys like Hunter Renfrow and other people around him, it's not necessarily that I believe he was the best value there. He was similarly valued to a bunch of those players, and I'm going to have more fun playing with Tyler Renfrow on my team.
Yeah.
I just said Tyler Renfrow.
Tyler Renfrow.
Because I was reading Tyler's comment.
Oh, Zach Wilson's good. Spicy McNutt says, yo.
What's up, Spicy? And Tyler says, it's why I make 0 friends in my league. Well, you make friends in here. This is a value-friendly stream. Spicy said, I would have joined the draft, but I just got done with an absolutely brutal leg day. Yeah, and drafts are leg intensive. You don't want to
overexert your legs there.
No. God, every time I think your avatar is Shuckle, the Pokemon, not Mr. Krabs. Just like whenever it's real little.
That's funny.
Tyler says it's true. I'm way, way more popular when I'm not an opponent. I don't even mind losing. So there goes Zach Wilson. I was curious at how far he would fall. And Jared Goff right before Zach Wilson. I think I would take Zach Wilson over Jared Goff. I think I would.
I don't know. Yeah. Like Josh, it's my turn. Like Josh was saying last week, like we just don't know how if the Lions are just taking Goff just because, or if they actually want to use them. So that definitely scares me.
Yeah. Where are you going, JL? You've got 3 wide receivers, 2 quarterbacks, a tight end, and no running backs.
Yeah, I don't love the running back still. How much time do I have? 25 seconds. Oh, man.
I'm going to give you a hint. You're not going to love the running backs at any point, but you might just want to wait because of that.
Yeah.
You're not going to suddenly love them more. The value is just going to get better every round.
Yeah, man, I'm going Kenny Galladay. A lot of uncertainty.
I was about to say you did not go Kenny Galladay. That's Kirk Cousins, but I looked at the wrong player. No. Jay went Kirk Cousins. You went Kenny Galladay. Let's see.
Where are you going to go, Simon?
I have no idea, if we're being honest. There's a couple people. There's a couple different directions I could go here.
Tyler said, Goff before Wilson makes me want to vomit. Yeah, that is scary.
I'm going to take DJ Chark.
I like it.
There was another player there. I was looking at another wide receiver, an older wide receiver that I think still has value, but I'm just so excited about Trevor Lawrence to Jacksonville, and I think DJ Chark's going to be the main beneficiary of that. So I'm hyped for him next year. I think his value can only go up.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yep, I did read that. I think you were drafting whenever I read it out loud, so it just went right over your head. You were too focused on the picks.
Did you see this one?
My second favorite play. Yep. Yeah, we did talk about that one. Where'd you go? Did you just like zone out?
I was drafting right there. I was taking Fields.
G-Man J says, nice Kenny G pick, JL. And then he says, you're wrong, Simon. Wrong about what? The DJ Chark?
Who knows? You're wrong about most things, so just blanket it to everything.
I'm not wrong about most things. I'm wrong about some things. I'm wrong about a lot of things. Chris Carson. There we go. This team is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 running backs and 1 wide receiver. They're good to go at the running back position. Maybe. Yeah, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry. He said wrong, Jack. Oh, he's all about LaVisca is what I'm guessing what's going on in here.
Right.
Hey, there's enough Trevor Lawrence for both of them. We don't have to just put it on one of them. They can both be successful. But if I have to back one of them, I'm backing DJ Chark.
Robert Woods win, right?
Yep. Right before you pick Kenny G, right. Robert Woods went off the board. DJ Chark, Rashad Bateman, Chris Carson, and then there's Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton, I am so ready to find out who's going to be the quarterback in Denver because I wanted like that piece of the equation to be taken away so that we can have the conversation about Judy versus Sutton next year without the like giant question mark of who's going to be throwing them the ball.
Right.
Because I think the Judy versus Sutton conversation is a really interesting one. I may be discounting Sutton too much because I'm all in on Judy, but I think the value's there with Judy. Just where was Judy or with Sutton? Like where was Judy drafted?
I don't remember.
Oh, has he not been drafted yet? No, he was.
Oh no, he was.
About a round
6'2".
6'2" versus 7'10". Tyler says he's low-key not wrong about Visca, though. It's okay, Simon. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. We shall see. Yeah, I'm not hating on Visca by any means. I just like DJ Chark better. Jalen Reagor, Marquise Brown. I just can't bring myself to draft any of these Ravens pass catchers.
I will. I
think there's
good value there.
They never fall far enough for me to feel good about them.
Yeah, that's fair. I thought he would fall a little bit more. I'm a little happy to see that his value isn't quite completely tanked.
Man, I'm kind of liking the way the NBA is putting their team together. Joe Burrow, Alvin Kamara, Russell Wilson, James Robinson to start, and then Brandon Ayuk, Deontay Johnson, Jalen Reagor, Marquise Brown. Even if I'm not a big Marquise Brown fan, I can recognize the talent. So he's got a lot of these super young, talented, high upside wide receivers. Yeah. NBA says 8th round for Marquise. That's great value as a number 1 receiver. Yeah, I think he should be the number 1 receiver again next year, but we'll see what happens in that offense. And honestly, Mark Andrews is the number 1 receiver, even though he's not a receiver. He's a tight end. But I think Tyler agrees with me about Marquise. He said, I like lighting the first pick of the 8th round on fire. Yeah, I'm out on
we'll see
the Ravens receivers, but I know Josh and JL disagree. They're a little bit more in on drafting Marquise Brown and Mark Andrews even.
Oh, Visca.
There goes Visca.
Jay is pooping his pants right now. I really like Colin Volk's team too. I think the only pick I'm not crazy about is Myles Gaskin in the 7th. But other than that, I think it's putting together a pretty good team. Love the Saquon as your RB1, Justin Jefferson as your wide receiver. That's like, man, I would love if those are my first 2 rounds. Superflex, I guess, is a little bit, you can make the arguments a little, not the best 2 rounds, but.
Which team were you referring to?
Colin Volk.
Oh, the one right before NBA.
Like you'll have to probably focus on getting quarterback depth some point in the next couple years. But
I'm a little concerned about quarterback, and
but Aaron Rodgers will be fine for a few years.
It's the Myles Gaskin pick that's throwing me off. If you're going to commit to like the zero RB strategy, right? Like I don't see the value in taking him right there as opposed to someone 4 or 5 rounds later. Is my only question. Alex says, hoping Urban gives Visca the Curtis Samuel Ohio State treatment. Yeah, I could definitely see it. And I've seen some people try to pitch the narrative lately that Urban's going to go Justin Fields, but it's going to be Trevor Lawrence leading that team. They're going to take Trevor Lawrence with the first overall pick. And I could see him using Visca that way. I got another one. Jay, this has become my only gil. Adam Thielen. I guess that's who you wanted. So instead, Jay went with Kenneth Gainwell. Man, I haven't taken a single rookie yet. I feel left out.
God, I don't know what I'm doing here.
The one thing about having rookie picks in the draft, where if you take the kickers to stand for a rookie pick, is I feel like sometimes without a name attached to it, people get super excited about what it could be. Oh, JL, you timed out.
Sorry, I had a cue.
There you go. Tyler Boyd. You'll have to turn off auto draft.
I think I have to do that for my phone. I don't think I could do that on here.
Yeah, I don't think so either. What was I just saying?
Something.
I completely forgot what words I was saying. Tyler says, who says Urban will take Fields? I've seen a couple people on Twitter claim so, but like I said, I don't think there's any legs to that, but I think it's just people trying to hype Fields up. Alex says Duval would crucify Urban if he drafted Fields over T-Law. I don't think they'd even give him the power to do something like that. Jay says if Fields goes 101, I will shave my head bald. Okay, me too. Deal. Yeah, that would be insane. I think it's just people creating stories to create stories, trying to generate noise around it, a little bit more excitement. It's more exciting if you don't know who the number 1 pick is going to be, but I think it's pretty clear. There goes Mark Andrews. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here. The 6th tight end off the board. Are they? Have you tried searching for them instead of just scrolling?
Yes. Okay, I see what I did now.
Did you spell it wrong?
No, I had a filter on.
Gotcha. Mark Andrews off the board. I'm fine with where he just got drafted. Like that's, I think, totally a fair value for Mark Andrews. Whenever I see him going like in the same range as Kelsey, Kittle, Waller is when I get really, really put off by drafting Mark Andrews. I can't justify drafting a pass catching option in that offense that high, especially with such a young quarterback. Like I don't see that offense really changing that strategy in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
NBA says, any NFL coaching news today? Any QB shuffle? I heard Wentz plus Darnold doing something imminently. I have not heard any coaching news today or any finalized QB trade news. So if that happened while we were on here or a little bit before, I have missed it.
Oh, damn. Don't do it, Tyler. No, he's not going to do it. Tyler did go running back. Isn't he usually against running back?
Guess he liked the value on J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Tyler says, well, yeah, but 2 rounds after Hawk and Pitts is silly. Yeah, well, Pitts was drafted a little bit earlier than he should have been. I think Hawk was probably drafted a little bit early as well.
No, I like Andrews' value there.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And I think putting Pitts and Hawk closer to Andrews is probably accurate instead of trying to say Andrews is valued incorrectly.
Yeah, if I could go back in time, I'd probably...
If I could turn back time, if I could find a way. Tim McDaniel says, so Sleeper never added Javonte Williams. I thought I saw him get drafted.
You might have the filter on. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, G-Man J drafted Javonte Williams.
Yeah.
In the 6th round. And Jay said, word is Eagles are holding out for a better offer. We will see what happens. There goes Trey Sermon right after Zach Moss, Matt Ryan, Julio Jones. That's great value on Julio Jones.
Did you read this one? Duval.
What? I did. I didn't enunciate Duval properly though. Jay says my voice is like a mix of Fergie and Jesus. Oh, I thank you for that very original and not quoted compliment.
Did Jesus have a good singing voice?
We're not sure. We can only assume. 6'7". Yep, that's where he went. Oh, I'm dumb. Ignore me. Quote from Tim McDaniel 17. Everyone, you heard him. He's dumb. Ignore him. Oh, shoot. It's my pick. Dang it.
You're going to pause, you freaking coward?
Nope. I'm going to take Odell Beckham in the 9th round. Another rookie off the board. And then Tyler Lockett. Jefferson, then Lockett. Jill said, which team would most likely draft Pitts?
I don't know. Let me come back to that. Let me think about that for a second.
I would love for him to end up with
Cardinals?
The Chargers. Hunter Henry's likely gone, right?
I don't know. Is this a contract year for him?
Yeah, I believe so. If Hunter Henry's gone, maybe? That would be cool.
I don't know if he ends up falling back. Like if Jaguars, did they have another pick in the first round?
I don't know. Jay says Giants sign Galladay and draft Pitts. Just load up with weapons for Daniel Jones.
Possible.
Give him one more chance. See what he can do. Give him the Drew Lock treatment. Here's everything you could need to succeed. Now do it.
Yeah. I don't think Texans can sign. I don't think they have the picks, but they trade maybe.
Who? The Texans? Yeah. Is that what you were saying? Yeah, I don't see that happening. They have a million other holes they need to fill before tight end. That is a very common thing to say, JL. There's no need to make that face. You went, Noah Fant, speaking of Drew Lock's arsenal of weapons. She said, never happened, but I'd love it. Go all in on Danny Dimes. Yeah, I agree with that. You got to load him up with weapons and see if he can be the guy. Like, this is the time to do it. And then if he's not, then draft his replacement next year. Maybe the NFC East will be a little bit better so you can get better draft position.
Yeah, Rondale Moore. Good. Darius Slayton.
That's a great pick. Because as of right now, he's probably the one. NBA coming in. Did I nail this draft again? And I know that's a hypothetical. He doesn't even want our answer. He just wants to. Yeah. He just wants to let us know. But actually, I really like your draft so far. Jay says bingo. It either works or we get rid of Gettleman, and I am on the clock.
It's interesting to see how where Derek Carr's value ends up. I feel like I just can't take that shot. I do not trust him. He's one of my just like no players.
Yeah, I get that. I took Ronald Jones there. I think there's a chance that that Lenny gets a nice little contract somewhere else after the end of this season, and Ronald Jones is left as the sole guy in that backfield again next year. And he's looked good. Like there were a couple plays last night where I was just like, man, he just looks like a good running back. But then we have all the evidence that says otherwise.
It's me.
Melvin Gordon right after Rojo. Where you going? Oh, Jail, you only have one running back so far. You got Trey Sermon as your sole guy.
Mm-hmm. Don't distract me.
That's the only advantage I have. If I could distract Tyler, I would distract him instead, but I think he's undistractable just through chat. Jason's not in love with my Melvin pick, but RB is getting ugly. Exactly why I took Ronald Jones. He was the last one that I felt like pretty good about. Devontae Parker. Is that what you meant to do?
I mean, that's who I got when I ran out of time, but it is what it is.
JL always taking the full time, whether it's 60 seconds or 6 hours. You can count on JL taking the full amount.
Hey, those clocks were unbounded, sir.
Jay says, you sniped me again, Scion. That is not my name, sir. Is that like if me and Zion Williamson just decided to become one person?
Can you imagine?
I feel bad for him having to like be half me.
Dutch Harry Potter NBA player
with broken shoes. Man, that day just like stands out to me so much. There goes Carson Wentz, Robert Tonyan, Todd Gurley. Man, I'm glad that was an auto draft pick because I'm about to just shit on it. I would not draft Todd Gurley, I think, in the top 20 rounds of a Dynasty startup league. Like, I really just don't think I would. I'm not sure there's at any point where I draft him. I think there's always guys with more upside. Damian Harris, James Conner.
Keep missing all these guys get drafted. I'm like, I'm going to take this guy, and then he's gone.
Open Tyler's got 5 quarterbacks. Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz, Zach Wilson, Ryan Tannehill, and Josh Allen. I still just got my 2. But you know what? He's all about stacking up on those high upside RBs later in drafts. So I totally understand. Oh, and there's the 6th one. I totally understand him going this route with these quarterbacks early because he has the confidence that he's going to get value on running backs later. Whereas like I know a lot of people don't have that confidence to draft running backs later, so they go running back earlier, kind of stack up on these early and middle round guys. I'm actually all right with the way my team is shaping up, more so than I thought I would be, starting with without taking a wide receiver till the 5th or 6th round. That's so not how I usually draft Dynasty startup leagues. NBA says Bears offer number 1 pick for Darnold. I'm guessing you're saying 1st round pick. I think the Jets might take that sweet offer. Where are the Bears drafting? '20th. I'm not sure they would take the 20th pick.
Stink pot. Oh wait, no, that was me. Whoops.
Wait, did you just call yourself a stink pot?
I called myself a stink pot. I didn't realize I was on the clock. Thanks for telling me, Sam.
What? I'm not your babysitter.
Yes, you are. Damn it. I wanted someone else.
There goes your favorite player.
Still not available. Derek Carr. It's not a bad pick. Where did Fournette go? Oh, way up there. How do you think that game is going to affect his dynasty value, Simon?
What, Fournette?
Yeah.
I would sell if you got him. I mean, he's still got some gas in the tank. You might be able to get to your value, but I think this is the highest his value will be for the next couple of years. And I'm more excited about what it's going to do for Ronald Jones, hopefully, because I really do think it's going to help him sign a nice little contract next year, not with the Bucks.
Yeah, definitely. I could see that. I think it'll be all right. I think he'll be all right, though. I mean, we know he's talented, so I don't see. I think most of the stuff is like the off the field stuff, and I don't think that is going to affect his long term value.
Going with Michael Gallup right here. There's a tier of wide receivers that I like, so I almost went elsewhere, but that was where I decided to go. Another rookie off the board. Tamorion Terry. Then we got Mike Gesicki up next.
NBA Rig said Fournette is Bucks team MVP in his opinion. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you can overshadow Brady there.
So it says, I think they'll realize their mistake, and I'll be kind of mean to them. Is he talking about the Bucks if they get?
He said, look at some of the teams that major QB issues.
Yeah, I mean, the one auto draft team obviously has some serious quarterback issues right there. There is not a single quarterback on that roster. Some of the teams, quarterbacks are shaping up nicely. Now their third quarterback could get a little dicey. Like NBA down there. I'm totally cool with Joe Burrow plus Russell Wilson as your dynasty QB tandem, but you do need at least a third guy in there. Adam Troutman, I saw that coming. P. Sewell, Tim McDaniels. I was hoping I could snag him in the last round. NBA says, I really don't think TB12 could win it without Fournette's hard trenches run plus catch. And Fournette had a great game. I don't think anyone can argue against that.
Gronk, maybe?
Gronk had a great game. Man. They're coming back next year, right? All of
them? Yeah, probably.
That's fun. Do you think they can repeat? Do you think they can make it back?
I don't know. I think it's possible. I don't know if they'll be able to. It really does depend on how they're which players they're able to retain.
Yeah, I think they need to resign Chris Godwin. Though Chris Godwin and Mike Evans were so quiet last night. Chris Godwin had that one insane catch that was not a catch.
Yes, I saw that. I almost tweeted about that. I was just like, God, he is like every time. I feel like every game I watch like the Bucs closely, he has one of those, and I'm just reminded how good he is.
Yeah, I agree. I think my Mike Evans love has gotten in the way of me appreciating how good of an athlete Chris Godwin is, but he's unreal. I have the same thought every time I watch, and then I turn off the Tampa Bay game, and I'm like, God, but I love Mike Evans. They don't have to. They can coexist. They can both be incredible.
Man,
Tony Pollard, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, like, I was looking at some of these running backs, and there's some players who are just like, they flashed, and you just see how much like recency bias gets in the way. Like Josh Kelly, it was like week 3 or whatever. Everyone was like fully convinced. You just never know. I mean, sometimes but a lot of times this stuff just changes so quick.
The Rams running back situation was the downfall of my girlfriend's fantasy team. She bought into them every time one of them popped off. Like Malcolm Brown would pop off, and then she'd be like, Malcolm Brown is now my starting running back. And then Josh Kelly would pop, and she'd be like, Josh Kelly, you have been promoted. And I feel like she would always get like, she would just always miss on the one that was going to do it. And the only one she didn't have was Akers back there. Oh, well, there goes Joshua Kelly, JL. I think
I know, right after I said it.
Drew Lock, Chuba Hubbard. Man, his draft stock fell tremendously this year. He was being talked about in the same breath as Etienne and Harris at the end of last college season. And then after this year, it's just he's completely out of that conversation. Open, I'm on the clock.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. This is interesting. Oh, man, I can't wait to do rookie drafts. I'm so excited. I can't wait till the draft. Now the season's over, I'm just hyped. Where are you going to go, Simon?
I'll take Jarvis Landry. I'll take my other Browns wide receiver.
I like that pick a lot.
He had a great year. Like Jarvis Landry had a really good year with Baker. Logan Thomas. Jay's got his tight end. Jay has got his man.
Wow. This is really not good for me.
Where did Trey Lance go? I'm just curious. The 8-3. Okay. I think that's around. Where did he go? He went after Kirk Cousins, but before Jameis Winston. You cannot elongate TB Tom Brady without referencing TB Todd Bowell. Did I say his last name wrong?
I don't know.
I generally don't have that problem with NFL, but with NBA, it's the biggest problem for me. I mess up the names all the time because I've said this a million times, but I always watch it with mute on. I'll have it on another monitor while I'm working. And I watch like a lot of the late night games, especially like the games that start at 10 p.m. Eastern, I'll have on, but I never listen to them. I just watch them. So I have no idea how to say a lot of the players' names. There's a lot of 10 p.m. games this week. NBA. I don't know if you know why.
Oh, shoot. I forgot to make my picks in our Dynasty. Our fantasy basketball
league. I forgot last week until the last minute, but I did it this week. I'm already done.
I think I told you I'm in a fantasy League of Legends league. And last night, right as the game was starting, I got a push notification from Sleeper that was like, this LCS game is starting. And I was just like, wow, that's a really bad time to send a notification. And then I was like, you know what? No, that makes sense. People in fantasy League of Legends are probably not watching the Super Bowl.
Thanks for the invite, by the way.
I meant to send it to you.
Just kidding. It's all good. I got destroyed in the LCS league last year. I think I have a little bit better of an idea what's going on there this year, just because Prize Picks has made me have to pay attention to League of Legends. So now I at least like know who the players are, what they generally score from a fantasy perspective. But
next season we'll definitely get you in. Whenever that is, I don't know.
The Australian Open's on right now though, so I don't wake up in the middle of the night for the like opening matches, but for the quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, I'll be up watching those at like whatever, like 2, 3 a.m. whenever those tennis matches come on.
Mm-hmm.
Curtis Samuel. I like that last round pick.
Yeah, me too. He's been interesting.
Why draft LaVisca hoping it'll be Curtis Samuel when you can just draft Curtis Samuel?
That's true. Why use lot word when few do trick? I don't get in fantasy basketball like when players are out and when they're not. Like there's so many games. Like how do you know when a player's gonna be out?
Last minute news happens all the time. Sometimes it happens during the game, like it did with Kevin Durant the other night. He got pulled due to COVID in the middle of the freaking game, and it screwed me over because I had him for the last game.
Yeah, Didi said, "Oh, sorry, fellas, missed most of the draft. Who gets stuck on a call? It's all good.
It happens.
It happens. Yeah,
everyone's working. We're in the middle of the workday. It's all good.
Yeah, it's kind of the downside. We chose this time of day just because there wasn't like 1,000 other, fantasy football live streams going on at the same time.
And it's a good afternoon break. Like for us, I know like this time is a perfect time for me to kind of like take a break from what I'm doing and jump in and talk fantasy football.
Yeah, but it kind of sucks because a lot of people have work.
Hunter Henry, Teddy B, Paris Campbell.
Teddy B. I like that Teddy B pick.
I don't know if he's going to be the quarterback for the Panthers next year. I don't know where they're going to go, but he's not the solution. And PJ Walker isn't either, as much as I wanted him to be. I wanted that story so bad. I wanted him to come in and just find the success in the NFL, but he didn't do it.
NBA Ray said most of my NBA leagues, they don't know anything about NFL. They're diehard. Yeah, sometimes that does happen. I feel like there's definitely that group that just loves all the sports. I'm sort of the opposite, where like I love playing basketball, but I just don't follow the NBA like I do the NFL.
Same. I have followed it more this year than I have in the past. He says, I'm number 1 and number 2 on my 2 NBA fantasy leagues. I knocked the draft out of the park.
Hell yeah. And then NBA said, you guys rock. Love the time you guys said. Well, glad to hear it. I think like now we're committed,
We are the 3 p.m. Eastern guys. That is who we are.
I personally like would watch something at this time, which is another reason probably went into it, is just because like there's so many shows at night, and I'm usually watching TV with like Maria or just chilling or doing work or something. So like I just can't tune in for as long.
Yeah.
But afternoon, I got time.
Yep. Jay says Watson to Carolina. Book it. That would be fun. I'd be happy with that.
All right.
Back to his Clemson roots. And the last pick, I can't read that. Rashad Perryman. We did it, guys. This was a fun draft. I like throwing the rookies in there. It kind of changed things up a little bit. And I didn't draft a single one. I'm really disappointed in myself. And wow, I did not realize how many wide receivers I drafted down the stretch there. Holy cow.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of wide receivers.
It'll be interesting to see how these rookie values
change over time.
Yeah. Once we get the draft, all that, like see how that shapes up.
Some of them will Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, the quarterback ones I feel like are pretty stagnant, at least for like the top 2. The next 3, like Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, I feel like those values could all flip-flop on who gets drafted for, depending on landing spot. Like if one of them gets drafted somewhere where they look like a day 1 starter, whereas someone who's going to be behind another player, then those are going to flip-flop. But whenever it comes to like those top 2 guys, nothing's going to change there. It's assumed that they're the day 1 starter. The running backs, I feel like, are where we're going to get the most value change. We saw it last year. CEH skyrocketed up to another one. I'm sure we'll see something similar this year. Yeah. The values just go all over the place. But yeah, JL, let's take a look at this. Let's send it to Jeff so we can get his unbiased opinion as an outside observer. And tomorrow we can each pick 2 teams and talk about them a little bit more in depth. Not your own.
Oh, cool.
Thank you guys for watching. I know we already ran long. This one went a little longer than usual. I think it was JL's fault for taking the full 60 seconds on every single pick.
100% my fault. You can all blame me.
But we'll forgive them. Thank you, NBA, DDJ, Tyler, Sean, Swamp, anyone else I missed in here. Alex, I love doing these things, and it's fun talking through the draft with you guys while we're doing it. Appreciate you tuning in. If you guys liked drafting this and want to go watch some of the other ones and you haven't, or if you want to rewatch NBA, if you want to rewatch your past draft dominance, and send it on to everyone you know, follow us on Twitter and YouTube. Sorry, not Twitter, YouTube and Twitch, Front Yard Fantasy. Also on Twitter at Front Yard FYF. You guys can follow us individually at FYF John Luke and FYF Simon, as you see in the corner right there. That's it for us today. John Luke, you got anything you want to say? Yeah, there's a little surprise we're going to throw in there at the end. But no, we got Josh. Josh would want me to say trading makes fantasy fun. But
yeah.
We will see you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. Adios.
Watch this.
Here we go. Oh.